What's going on, guys? Rich Cimini was giving his little bulleted recap of the entirety of the Jets OTAs, and 90% of it was kind of stuff I've covered with videos before. But one part stuck out to me that kind of made me raise an eyebrow. He mentioned Corey Davis's absence from OTAs, and you probably know that Corey Davis and his wife are expecting their second child, and I just kind of assumed that's the reason why he wasn't there. And Rich said that he believes that Corey Davis's contract is also a contributing factor. Now, my first thought was, okay, that's Rich Cimini. He's kind of a curmudgeon. He's just looking for the negative. And that could be true. But I will also say that was my first reaction when Rich Cimini was talking about trouble in paradise with Elijah Moore last year. And then before we knew it, there was a trade request, and then, now Elijah Moore's gone. So it could be true. It could be true. I'll give Rich a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I actually think he's done a pretty good job covering the Jets offseason. I think he's a lot of his writing has been really well done, even if he is, again, kind of a Scrooge. Now, with Corey Davis, I think it's reasonable to expect that the Jets are asking him to just take a straight up pay cut, right? On the books for $11.5 million. And I don't know if any Jets fan would argue, even me, who's a fan of Corey Davis, that he is been worth the contract they've given him through the first 2 years. And they probably don't want to do a restructure. They're probably just asking him straight up, you got to take this haircut in order to be here. And maybe he feels some type of way about that. And what I would say is, yes, if I'm Joe Douglas, I'm asking Corey Davis to do that. But if push comes to shove, I wouldn't cut him. I would eat Corey Davis being slightly overpaid. Corey Davis on this roster, in my opinion, is better than no Corey Davis on this roster. Now, I cannot sell you on what Corey Davis's resume as a Jet. It hasn't been good enough. Availability, he's missed 12 of 34 possible games. That's not good enough. When he's been on the field, there's been some clutch plays, big on some third downs, like Pittsburgh, and some fourth downs in Minnesota last year. But overall, too many drops, too many penalties for a veteran player. But I can't unsee Corey Davis being an incredibly high productive wide receiver number 2 with multiple seasons around 900 yards. The last time he was in a functioning offense, playing wide receiver 2 to a really good receiver. When he was wide receiver 2 to A.J. Brown, and he just had an average, just slightly above average quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, he was highly, highly productive, and the drop rate way down. His contested catch rate was way up. So did Corey Davis just forget how to play football at the age of 27? Or did having pretty much second, third string level quarterback play, amateur hour offensive coordinating, and patchwork offensive line, is maybe Corey Davis is a really highly productive wide receiver number 2, but isn't elite enough, like Garrett Wilson, that he can just produce no matter what. So I'm excited to see Corey Davis in this offense. And I got to say, out of all the receivers, I know we like Lazard, the size he brings, Mecole Hardman, the speed, and especially at the contract. Mecole Hardman is one of the best dollar-for-dollar signings that Joe Douglas has ever made, in my opinion. And if you're a Mims truth or whatever you want to say, but outside of Garrett Wilson, I think Corey Davis has the best wide receiver skill set on this team. And man, if you cut him and then everyone else has to go up a spot on the depth chart, I'm not loving this Jets wide receiver room as much. And of the, wide receiver used to kind of feel like a luxury, right? You win in the trenches, which of course is still true, but I'm looking at the last 3 Super Bowls. So that's 6 different rosters, and 5 of them have had 2 really good receivers, with the exception of the Kansas City Chiefs last year. So I'm keeping Corey Davis, even if he doesn't want to take the pay cut. And we'll talk all soon.